It's been a very strange week for theme parks, especially in the UK, because we've had one of our biggest theme parks here close unexpectedly for an entire day. The UK's tallest and fastest roller coaster has a new name. What? And even the biggest roller coaster project that no one knows anything about, coming to Alton Towers, might still be happening, and we may have got some confirmation today. So yes, a strange week, because all that and so much more has happened this past week in theme parks. Yes, welcome back to a very special episode of this series, because I'm filming this on my birthday. Wow, look at all the balloons. Wow, I'm 22 now, I'm getting old. But we're back for this past week in theme parks, which of course we go through the weekly news that's happened in theme parks across the world. And as per usual, there is a ton going on. So make sure you watch all the way to the end so you don't miss any of these exciting stories. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well if you haven't already. And make sure you go and donate to Rita 100 for the Alzheimer's Society, because we've already had 15 laps added and more to come. So go and donate now. But either way, most weeks recently, there's been a little bit of news, some exciting stuff, but nothing too major. Well, oh boy, it seems like everywhere woke up this week. And there's so much news that it would take a century to get through. So you know what that means. It's quickfire news segment time. Yahoo! First of all, starting in China with one story where, if you didn't know, Chimelong Paradise just got a brand new dive coaster that was actually relocated from elsewhere in the park. Yes, they took it down, completely rebuilt it in a different place, and they've now added theming and are testing it. Looks like Baron's 1799 with the B-Tech theming on that drop. But I told you, we're moving swiftly from there to America, as we're seeing a new family coaster being built at Six Flags Great America, where they have announced a brand new coaster called Skyhawk, which is the Midwest's longest, fastest, and tallest family inverted roller coaster. That could be one of the longest records I've ever heard in my life. But this coaster does look really nice, and for Six Flags to potentially do all this theming and make it look as nice as it looks in that animation, with how good that layout looks too, I'm intrigued to see where this goes. Not literally because we know where it's going, but I want to see it be built and like see what they do with. You get what I mean? I've also been waiting to see what Knott's Berry Farm would do with Montezooma's Revenge, and they have now officially opened that to the public, and they've pretty much replaced a lot of the old sort of launch mechanism with LSMs, got some new restraints on that train, and apparently it is running really, really well. And I guess after the 700 years that it feels like, it's probably just nice to have it back. And a lot of construction is going to start at loads of different Disney parks all across the world, and we might hear more about those construction projects at D23, a huge event that Disney hold annually, where they go in depth about all their different projects in the Walt Disney World parks, maybe in Disneyland California, nothing at Disneyland Paris as per, and talk about a lot of different things. And that is literally happening on Saturday or Sunday, depending on what time zone you're in. And of course, next week we'll have a full segment about that, but I already have some exclusive information for you, and I'm going to quick fire through these even quicker than the quick fire, so quick fire, but I'll go more in depth next week. Sugar Rush Sweet Rescue, which is a mouthful, is the name of the new Wreck-It Ralph ride in Tokyo Disneyland. Space Mountain Earthrise is also the name of the new Space Mountain there, and this is a sneak peek at the train for that coaster, and it looks so cool. A huge model of the entirety of Piston Peak, the brand new Cars area coming to Magic Kingdom, that has been put on display, and they're going to have a really fun little flat ride, and of course the main Cars ride too, and it just looks absolutely incredible. Although I'll be very upset if this guy doesn't change my tyres halfway through. The new Encanto ride has had the ride vehicles revealed too, and who's going to be riding in the piano? More to come next week. Although one thing I do find funny about Disney is it is the middle of August right now. Well, I guess it's not even the middle of it. We're in the peak of summer. It's like 35 degrees outside. Well, Disney have just begun their Halloween event at all their parks, and I can't lie, I'm outraged, because let us have summer first. I just found it funny and I thought I'd report on it. And I found that very funny alongside when I went on the internet and I found these. Look at this ride. Oh my god. When they say Hollywood Drift was the first coaster to ever drift like that, no it wasn't. Look at this thing, this is incredible. And this one caught me off guard. An article came out stating influencers chicken amusement park shut down because all the meat was undercooked. There's absolutely no way someone made a roller coaster for chicken. What on earth goes through these people's minds? But we have now reached Europe, and the past 2 weeks there was literally no news from here. So it was actually nice to see some for once. Where first of all, Deadpool was spotted on Big Thunder Mountain at Disneyland Paris. Then over at Bobejaanland, the log flume there took someone's finger off. Oh dear. Although from reading it, it says it was the person's fault. So you snooze, you lose your entire finger. That's kind of disgusting. Bobejaanland have announced a brand new Nickelodeon land, because there's not enough of them in the world, with 3 new attractions, including an ART Engineering Wild Swing, because we don't have enough of them either, and even a big Waves by Zamperla, which is going to be the main attraction in that area. The monster at Walygator has now had some new theming added to it, because this B&M invert literally used to look like a Planet Coaster blueprint, just sat on a field with basically no station whatsoever, and now it's actually got some really nice theming in that station. And Legoland Billund had a bit of an issue with one of their new coasters, Minifigure Speedway, which we obviously see in this country as well, when it got stuck on one of the hills. And I don't know why, with rides across the world, this seems to be a weekly occurrence at this point. So leave your predictions in the comments as to what coaster is going to get stuck at the top of a hill next. As we fly over to the last destination on this episode, I realise every time I'm flying this way. We're literally just flying from the same place, back and forth. But we're in the United Kingdom for some more news. And we're going to start with one of the weird things that seems to be happening in the UK theme park industry. This time over at Thorpe Park, where the UK's tallest and fastest roller coaster, Hyperia, has a new name. What? People turned up to the ride the other day and noticed something very, very strange, that a brand called Flips, which I believe is chocolate pretzels or something, had been plastered all over the area, including some AI generated stuff, which kills me. And as much as, you know, putting a brand around the area and putting some signs up, fair enough, you know, but what killed everyone off is seeing the sign for Hyperia, the amazing entrance archway, now saying Flips area. Oh my god, that is something, and I can't believe that's happened. But hopefully that doesn't stick around for too long. It looks like it's going to be gone by the end of summer. So if you're visiting for the first time, enjoy Flips area. And talking of time, obviously Disney's busy starting their Halloween events, but now's the time where we get all of our Halloween updates with our UK parks. And Alton Towers have gone and announced a brand new maze for Scarefest, the final exhibit, and it does look really, really good. I'm getting like Night at the Museum vibes, and I really can't wait to go and experience it. Although if any of you wanted to do the mazes an unlimited amount of times, last year that was £99, which was a really good deal. This year it's £195, and I don't know if that's a mistake or not, but that is utterly ridiculous. But that's not the only thing to happen at Alton Towers, no, because as much as another big park in the UK had it a lot worse, there was a huge power cut at the park recently that basically stopped all the different rides, and it stopped them for a couple of hours before eventually running again, but Towers did a good job of getting that up and running. That didn't seem to be a big deal, but you know what is a big deal? Project Horizon, the brand new roller coaster that was supposed to have opened in 2025, which with my non-existent watch, I think it's past that time now, and it was said to be an indoor roller coaster right next to where David Walliams is, which by the sounds of it could be getting removed very soon. It was going to be a really cool addition to the park, but literally since the planning permission came out about 3 years ago now, we've only heard little things like, oh, they've moved something on the site to make sure planning permission stays within reason. Oh, they've made some movement on the ground. They built the whole thing so they can keep planning permission. There's loads of rumours, but you can't actually see the place. So I don't know how anyone got any of that information, but I know a reliable source, the Vice President of Alton Towers, Howard Eberson, and honestly, so far he's done such a great job for Alton Towers, and in a recent talk at an enthusiast event, when the mention of Project Horizon came up, he didn't just shrug it off and say, oh, whatever. He actually went a little bit in depth and said that he's certain it will happen and the project will actually come to life, but he's not sure when, and he would like to get rid of Walliams and theme that entire area together. That's his dream, to completely redo that entire area and build Horizon. So the fact the Vice President of Towers is literally saying that it will happen, even if he doesn't know when, I think that's a very good sign that it is still on. So very intrigued to see what they do with that if and when it happens, and God knows when that might be. So what's going to come first? Universal UK? Or Project Horizon? My money's on Universal, why not? But of course, Towers did have that little power car, which they got sorted very quickly. Chessington World of Adventures, however, had a much bigger and worse problem, because for the first time in God knows how long, a UK theme park was forced to close when it had already opened its gates and people were flooding in the middle of summer, bear that in mind, due to a water outage. Yes, it forced Chessington to close on the 10th of August, and it was literally nothing in the park that had broken. It was outside, with Thames Water stating a burst on Leatherhead Road had affected customers in that area, and that customer, probably the biggest one, was Chessington World of Adventures. So all those people were walking in the door and sort of had scanned their tickets, gone through, maybe queuing up for one of their favourite rides, and all of a sudden, not just one ride is closed for a temporary delay. The whole park is shut forever. Well, not forever, but you get what I mean. And as much as Thames Water did say it would be fixed by about 1 o'clock, and Chessington, I guess, could have opened then, they just closed for the whole day. There's no point in spending half the day with everything shut, is there? But it sounded like a very hectic day, because everyone that was there was then ushered out of the park very quickly, I guess. And staff were actually redirecting them to Thorpe or Legoland, that obviously aren't too far away, validating their tickets over there, or they would obviously have to get a revalidated ticket for another day. But yeah, it just goes to show that sometimes these places have external factors like a water leak on a road that can literally put out the entire park from managing to operate for an entire day, and just, I can't imagine how much money they probably lost that day, or gained, I guess, because their water bill wouldn't be so high. But yeah, very sad for the people that were there that day, but at least there's options to go about refunds or whatever. Shout out to all the staff that had to deal with that as well, because some of the British public can be a little bit frustrating, even though the staff member isn't at fault. And I can't imagine some of the words and stuff that were thrown at you, so shout out to you guys for working that day, and I hope you're all good. Shout out to all theme park staff. And shout out to you guys for watching. What was your favourite story from today's episode? Let me know in the comments. Make sure you subscribe as well if you haven't already. And with us now knowing that Hyperia's name has been removed for a month, go and check out a recent video where I talked about what roller coaster or ride at Thorpe Park could be removed from the park next. Yes, a speculation video. There's some interesting stuff in there. Go and watch it.